looking forward to next year? You're baselining now in quite a few of the fields.
Yeah, that's about to start. Soil sampling and looking at what we have, what resources we have available in our soil and around our field margins already. So I'm quite eager to see how good, bad or indifferent that'll be, and then we can start making plans as to how to improve it. I'm not convinced that, I think there's a lot of farmers yet who still don't understand the value of their soil. We try our best. We think we've got 40 acres this year that's either not a stubble, not a cover crop, or hasn't got something growing in it for this winter. I think we can get to a point where we can accept, probably in the short term, a slightly lower yield but with much reduced input cost. I think longer term, and anecdotally there's people in other parts of the world who are achieving this, where you essentially have no cost bar the seed and their yields are going up. So they're producing bigger yields than their commercial neighbours who are doing it, as we all know, with chemistry and artificial inputs, but they're actually out yielding it, and all they're doing is putting the seed in the ground and then going back and combining it. And indeed we did have one field of spring oats that we cut this year, and we weren't quite as far on as that, but we basically sowed it, put a bit of fertiliser on it and went back with the combine and cut a field of spring oats that was our best field of spring oats this year, which maybe not saying much this year, but it certainly wasn't a disaster.
You know, obviously it is set out in the protocol that it's a live demonstration, so we're wanting results a lot quicker. A lot of tissue sampling and plant sap analysis. Is that something that you've been doing a bit of, or where do you see that fitting in? I've tried it in the past, and it's what I mentioned earlier. The lead times are too long, in that the plant needs, if it's short of potassium, it wants the potassium now. It doesn't want you to come round in 2 weeks' time or 10 days' time once you've got the result and then apply the potassium, because, well, you've missed an opportunity there to get the bricks up and get the plant functioning for its own health status on its own. So I'm really keen to see if we can develop a system. So you've played a little bit with composting this year, David. Have you seen much of the benefits of that, or how have you gotten on with that? We attempted to make quite a lot of compost this summer, and we found doing it with turning it in windrows the way we've been doing it. It's very, very time consuming. I can see the benefit of compost in my head. In terms of analysis wise, I haven't had time to do that yet. No, that's on the list to do in the next couple of weeks. Looking forward to the strategic farm kicking off next year. We've obviously got quite a few trials in the ground between the biodiversity and nutrition and the plant health. You know, just to see how far nutritionally you can get a plant before it breaks down to disease. What's your thoughts on there going forwards? And obviously you've got flowering strips with the biodiversity angle coming in to monitor as well. I think we can go a long way with nutrition. The secret though is that you need to be ahead of the game. There's no point in, you know, we've had the luxury in the past, less so now, but certainly in the past, of waiting until the disease is there, put a fungicide on, cleans it up, off we go to the next timing. Now obviously we don't have so much kickback activity with the fungicides, so we're going on more protectant, and I think the nutrition, you've got to be even sharper than that. You know, it is a fantastic thing. We've got the AHDB knowledge transfer coming down the way, and then we've got the farmer-led, farmer-driven coming up the way, and it meets somewhere in the middle. Yeah. I think everybody does benefit from it, doesn't it? I think there's a lot of power in this peer-to-peer learning. We don't need to be taught as such, and I think if you go back historically, that's how agriculture developed 100, 200 years ago. And I think it needs to go back to that. That's the quickest way of learning and finding success.